Hello, everyone. On this episode of the Dr. Nikki Star Show, let's talk about death. Let's talk about death. Let's talk about death. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that happen after this life. Let's talk about death. Let's talk about death. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about one of the topics that most people avoid talking about. It's like the taboo things like sex and politics and death are kind of like, and money, right? Are the things of like, don't talk about that. No, shh, don't talk about that. It's like, why? It's such an important, powerful aspect of our life. It is the culmination of our whole life. Death is so important to talk about, and we're in the season for it. Today's Halloween, happy Halloween, and even like Hallows Eve, and why do you think we see like skeletons and why there's like cemeteries and all these scary things? Because it's like connected to the time of death in the ancient Wiccan times and Celtic times and even ancient Egypt. And tomorrow is Dia de los Muertos, which is the Day of the Dead, and a lot of Latin cultures celebrate it, but not just that, a lot of magical cultures celebrate it and even native cultures, because death is a rite of passage like any other part of our life, such as birth, and marriage, and any time that you have a passing, even when you go through puberty and you become a child to an adult, like you go through these passages of your life, and death is no exception to that. So before I head out for Halloween festivities, I felt really called to come online and share with you a little bit about it and how you can go deeper with me, because tomorrow I have a really awesome experience called Ascension Codes Death, and it's one of my monthly workshops, and this month the theme is on death. And I actually am someone who has a very strangely positive relationship to death. I don't see it as something sad. And I wish for everyone to feel that too, to actually be able to feel joy and to feel it like just another chapter. And I'm going to go deeper with you on this in my Ascension Codes. And if it's something that interests you, I'm going to put it in the comments. And I also invite you to just reach out to me, and I would love to have you join us live. And if not, for the whole month of November, you can catch the replay. So it is a beautiful, beautiful thing when we go through death. And you might be saying, what is she talking about? And so I had a near-death experience, and maybe that's why I see it as something, it was a peaceful experience. And in Ascension Codes, I'm going to go into it deeper. But what happened with me was I was in the desert, and I suffered from let's make a long story short, is I suffered from heat stroke, and I went unconscious. And before going to the infirmary where they put IVs and they were waking me up with the light, I had an experience with the other side. And it was part of my spiritual awakening, and it really helped me to live more, because on the other side, I was told I wasn't finished in this life. And when we heal our relationship to death, that's one of the things that happens, is we start to live more. So when we prepare to die, we live more. And I'm going to go over some steps that you can do in your life to help you to live more so that you can prepare yourself to die. And you might be thinking, why would we do that? Especially if we're so young. You get energy back when you heal your relationship to something you're avoiding. Also, if you've had people in your life die and you've treated it like a tragedy, oh my God, I'm so sad that they died, and you took it really hard, this Ascension Codes is for you. Because I have a very different relationship to it, and we can even help to be words of wisdom in our family if we learn how to heal our relationship to death. And we can kind of be this wise person, because when I used to work in the hospital as a medical doctor, people would come and be like, do everything for my family member, when this person is 90 years old and kind of suffering. And so it's why are we interfering with the natural process of life? So I want to gift you a completely different way of seeing life, of seeing death, of seeing what happens to us after death, of how to prepare so that you can live more. And then with that, there's an energy transmission of light language, there's an activation. And I'm going to talk a little bit about like when I've had loved ones die and what your grief is actually about. And when you understand where the grief actually comes from, you can have preventative measures for your loved ones when they go, especially when it's imminent because they get sick and you know they're going to pass. There's some things that you can put into place to make it easier on everyone and to make it a more enjoyable process and to really allow people to receive what they need when it's their time. And like I said, it's really, for me, like another event, one that we want to prepare for so that we can live even better in our lives right now and take advantage of every single moment that we have, because like now is the time, like to live our ultimate life. And so that's why healing your relationship with death is an essential part of ultimate living. And that's what I'm passionate about, supporting all of you to live your ultimate life, to live your best life, for you to feel healed, well, centered. And with that, healing the relationship to death is a very important piece of this. And as a medical doctor who doesn't even work in medicine anymore, I feel like the way I have helped to heal my clients is really to help them live for today. And this helps us to die better. So there's a connection between life and death, of course, as you know, because they're two sides of the same coin. So with that, I invite you. So I trust that even just this video was enough to kind of get you curious, to maybe even shift your perception a little bit around death and really have you start pondering. Because the question I ask you is, this is a test of your ultimate living. If you were going to die tomorrow, can you say that you're ready? Can you say that you're happy with your life and you've done, like so passionate about this? Can you say that you have done everything you want to do and you're really living your ultimate life? And if the answer is no, you're going to want to join me tomorrow. And this could be a first imminent step to you expanding, rising up, changing your life in some way, because maybe you've been wanting to, but there's been a part of you that has felt a little stuck. Or maybe you're ready to reach that next level, and this piece could support you in getting there. So with that, I'm Dr. Nikki Starr. I would love to see you for Ascension Code's Death on November 1st, and the replay is going to be available all through November. Check in the comments for the link, or you can message me for the link. And with that, I send you so much love. Thank you for being here. Let's talk about the taboo things that will support you in living your ultimate life. I love you. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.